3, 2, 1. Yeah. That was rubbish. Hello and welcome to the first of potentially many of these chats on this little old YouTube channel. Hopefully it goes well. I'm going to try and not blab on too much. So we're just going to get right into it. Today's topic, probably quite appropriate at the minute, but as you've guessed from the title down below, how to support someone if you think that they're, struggling or they might need a bit of help. Okay, so some quick statistics, just got these straight off the internet from Mind. 1 in 6 people in the last week will have experienced some sort of mental health issue. 1 in 5 women are said to experience mental health problems, and 1 in 8 men are also said to experience mental health problems. And in the UK alone, it is estimated that at least 1 in 4 people will experience some sort of mental health problem in their lifetime. So even if you're okay, the chances are you probably know someone very close to you that does have a problem, even if they don't really show it. But if you do suspect someone close to you, a family member, a friend, a partner, a colleague, is suffering in silence, or you think there is something not quite right with how they've been lately, or you're pretty sure they're just struggling, I've got here 4 little pointers that you can bear in mind that you can use when trying to support someone. First one is just listen. This plain and simple. It really doesn't take too much. Just listen to them. If someone comes to you with an issue or tries to tell you how they're feeling or tries to express their feelings, and just listen. It's really not that difficult. You'll often find people with some sort of problem will just blurt everything out. It might seem all of a sudden, but to them it's not. It's been something that's been in their mind or something they've been dealing with for ages, and it's got to a point where they need to tell someone. So if they do feel brave enough to eventually tell you what's going on in their lives, just listen. It's really not that difficult, and actually pay attention, really try and take on board what they're saying, which leads right into the next point. Just show some support, let them know that you're there and that you actually care and that you want to help them, ask questions, not just every now and again like, oh, hey, are you okay? Hope you're okay. Obviously that is nice to vaguely check up for someone every now and again, but if someone's come to you with an issue, ask proper questions, open questions where they can actually express how they're feeling. So rather than just being like, are you okay? Say, how are you feeling? Then when they tell you that, like, okay, what's made you feel that way? And they can tell you a bit more. Okay, so why has this happened? Why has that happened? How does this make you feel when this is happening? Open questions, get them to open up a bit more, hence, the term open questions. Rather than just closed questions all the time, like, are you okay? Like, actually take an interest. Like, I promise you that they won't be bothered that you're asking questions. If anything, they're probably wanting you to open that dialogue. They're probably wanting you to actually ask because they want to talk about it. Like, yeah, a lot of the time people feel like a burden, so they won't just always mention things. But as soon as you ask, as soon as you show that you care, that's kind of all people want. And then they will open up to you. They will, tell you how they're feeling, what's going on. And it just creates that dialogue. It reinforces that connection between yourselves and them. Especially if it's, meant to be one of your, like I said earlier, one of your best friends or your partner or something. Like, show them that you're there, show them that they've got your support and that you care. It's going to make the world a difference. Then right into the third point is, see if you can help in any way. Actually ask them if there's any way you can help, or maybe even just go out your way a little bit to help someone. Like, if you know someone's struggling to get about, go and do a bit of shopping for them, or someone's a bit down, just buy them a little gift. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a bit of chocolate, some flowers or something. It goes a really long way into helping that person. Or there might be something really specific that they're struggling with, and you have some expertise that can actually help them with that problem. What I will say is, it's not just about fixing that person. Nobody with an issue comes to you with the expectation that they need to be fixed fixed or that you need to fix the issue, which is sometimes a common problem. Like when I was mentioning earlier about listening, sometimes people listen to respond rather than listening to take the information in, if that makes sense. Like when we're having a conversation, a lot of the time it's just they'll say something and automatically we've got something to say rather than just listening and try to take on their point of view. Another big issue as well is like it's really difficult. Something I used to do a lot, I mean we all do, like when you're younger, you always try and give advice or say what you do, or obviously you've got the best interests at heart, you want to help, but trying to give loads of advice all the time really isn't the best way to go about things. Like I just touched on, people don't want to be fixed. People don't always want you to shove your opinions down their throat. They don't want loads of advice. They just want to be listened to. They just want to feel supported. And one of the main ways you can do that is just by simply asking, you know, if there is anything you can do to help. If there's not, then just do what you're already doing. Just keep checking in on them, keep making sure they're okay, keep those conversations open, keep showing that support, and you know, you'll be well on your way to helping someone feel a lot better about what they're going through. You're not there to just guide them through the situation, just walk alongside them. That's all they need, that's all people want. And they're very easy things to do, you know, it's not complicated, but it sometimes just takes a minute. Just take that step back and go, you know, okay, this is how I can really help someone. But for final point, like I said, I'm going to try and not blab on too long. I don't want to make this a really sort of downer of a first video. I want to try and keep it a little upbeat, just a bit more informative. Hopefully you're finding it useful so far. But the fourth point is just don't be judgmental and remain open-minded. It can be difficult sometimes when it's someone you care about and you think they're making a stupid decision, but you know, it doesn't help, like I said earlier, to shove your opinions down their throat or come across as judgmental. Like really try and understand their point of view and their perspective on things, because you might be missing something that they're thinking about and worrying about that you've, you know, not even considered. You know, and with being open-minded, one of the worst things to do is just say something like, man up, cheer up, oh, you're okay, doesn't matter. You know, anything like that does not work. It's pointless, it's stupid. And yeah, like I said, you might have their best interests at heart, but it's really not helpful. This is probably the area where people go wrong the most. I mean, it is getting better, but I don't want to generalize people. You go back a couple of generations, you know, mental health wasn't really a thing, and you were just told to man up and get on with things. And as we know these days, it's not as simple as that. Like, people have real issues, real things that are bothering them and real problems in their life. So just brushing it off and saying, oh, it doesn't matter, you'll be okay, really doesn't help. If anything, it's just going to make them worse. And if anything, it's just going to make them think, well, I can't come to you anymore, you clearly don't understand. And that's the main thing with, you know, being open-minded and being sort of non-judgmental, is showing that person that you do understand and that you do care and that you are there for them. Who knows, on some level you might even be able to relate. That's another connection you can bond over. It's another conversation you can have, something else to bring you closer. So yeah, I think that's basically it, guys. Just 4 key points there. First one, just listen to them. Second, show some support, show you care, ask questions, try and dig a little deeper, you know, try and see how they're really feeling. And third, see how you can help in any way. If they don't want your help, they just want you to listen, then fair enough. That's often the best way to help someone. So you don't always need to try and fix things or just give loads of advice. It is okay just to be there alongside them. And finally, be open-minded, be non-judgmental, actually try and take on board their thoughts, their feelings, and hopefully someone will feel a lot more comfortable coming to you with their problems, and it will make your friendship, your relationship, whatever it may be, a lot better, a lot stronger. And at the end of the day, that's all we want, especially if we really care about someone. So thank you for listening, guys, and I Hope that helped. But before we go, just in case any of these talks do come across as a bit of a downer on your day, or I've not come across as the most upbeat person, because they are serious topics, they are real world problems, so they can get heavy, you know, it can get you thinking about all sorts of things. But I'm going to try and finish on a light-hearted note and with a bit of a joke. So, how do you organise a space-themed birthday party? You plan it. Bye, see you soon.